Triss
right.
could not help Geralt, yet she did direct him to Kareem Tilly, an Oniromancer and an expert at finding the lost and the missing.
What are you missing out
Guided by
on?
Kareem
Games
Tilly, the
Workshop
butcher had a
released
In
a
it, Ciri and I, the
Games
bard
Workshop
Dandelion
has
would be
released
united.
a an
Geralt now knew
update
that
to
find Ciri, he
the
would
old
first
world
need to
map,
find his
which is what they've been doing the last year or so. Is that they release a little part of the map and they talk a little bit about it, and like the main faction that's featured in that area, and then they move on to another part of the map. So far we've had reveals for the Empire, Kislev, Bretonnia, and they've just added the Border Princes. So they've been kind of like filling in the maps with all of the different factions and races and stuff, and it's super duper exciting stuff to watch. All right, so where we left off, we consummated our relationship with Triss. So we have gone Team Triss. We have officially made our choice for Team Triss, and we were asked to help kill a king, which is pretty crazy stuff. All right, so for today, we've got a whole bunch of stuff we actually need to do. First thing I want to do is I really want to go. Where is that elf merchant? Out here somewhere. Yuck. Don't worry. One day I will play through this game again, and we will go Team Yennefer. Alright, let's go find that elf merchant. He's out here somewhere. Oh, Neckers. Yeah, I am very excited about the new Border Print stuff. Like it looks like Wallach Harkin is there. Because Wallach Harkin, I don't think Wallach has created the. I have to double check, but I don't think Wallach had formed the regular. No, he had formed the Blood Knights by then. He was in Blood Keep by that point. I'm curious who the Harkin is then. I wonder if it's just one of his descendants.
Let's go.
Alright, let's see if he's popped up on the map yet. Nope, still not. You can already see some Chilean and Estalian characters. Yep. Yeah, Warhammer the Old World is looking really exciting. Because it looks like, although it's not going to have every race in the game available right at the start, which I expected, I do think it's going to have a very impressive number of races right at the get-go. Especially with races that we've always wanted to be able to play as, but never could. With like the Stallions and Chileans and stuff.
It's true.
Greetings, Gwyn.
Be glad to.
Alright, yeah, this guy's got loads of money. Have I seen the Herdstone at Karak Azul? No, I missed that. Makes sense though that they're gonna finally be noting Herdstones on the map. That'll be nice. There used to be a couple of like important spots that you could see to the Beastmen scattered around the map in the older maps, but they were very few and far between. So I am really excited that they're expanding more on that. Hopefully the Beastmen get some real love. I'm still waiting for when we get our episode on the dwarfs. I'm still waiting for dwarf info. Because they haven't told us much about the dwarfs of the old world yet. And I want to know more! Called the Beast Stone. Kidding. Wow, the Beast Stone. Man, they really had to try hard on that one, huh? They were really stretching their creative powers. What are we gonna call this spot where the Beastmen like to hang out? What about the Beast Stone? Ah, yes! Genius! That's exactly why we hired you. No one else could have thought of such a creative name. Truly, we are in the presence of greatness. Squats Infinite, good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. Charlie Turtle, in your opinion, what's the funniest moment in Warhammer lore? What's the funniest moment in Warhammer lore? Man, that's a tricky... The funniest thing Warhammer lore I can think. Probably... Honestly, probably one of my favorite things that there's explicit mention of. It's a pretty fleeting comment, but one of my favorite little stories that's told within the narrative is a event called the War of the Noses. Papa Chaos and Octocraft, good to see you guys. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. The War of the Noses is very high up in my list of some of my... Oh, no! My favorite... I'll talk about the War of the Noses in a moment. But no, my favorite thing is absolutely when there was a demon invasion of... there was a demonic invasion in Nehekara. Because of, like, a big old storm of magic and a bunch of other shenanigans that were happening. And the reason the demons were able to invade is because this big storm of magic was accidentally... well, it was toyed with by a Lich Priest, who accidentally opened the rift to the realm of chaos. So there was this big invasion of Khemri, which made Cetra super pissed off. So what ends up happening is Cetra's basically fighting this like never-ending legion of demons, and the Tomb Kings keep beating them back over and over and over, but the demons just keep coming. And finally the battle ends when Cetra finds out that the Lich Priest is responsible for the portal being open. So the way the battle ends is that Cetra literally reaches over, grabs the Lich Priest and lifts him up over his head and just chucks him. He just throws the poor bastard right into the Chaos Rift. And as soon as the Lich Priest gets like bodily hurled screaming into the void, the portal snaps shut. Which I just love that was the solution to the problem. Is Cetra just like yeeting this guy that pissed him off into the portal. But some other pretty amazing moments are things like one of my favorite stories involving Conrad von Karstein is that Conrad nearly took over the Empire with the equivalent of a Scooby-Doo plot, which is that there were a number of individuals who were favored to potentially be elected emperor during the Vampire Wars. And there was a moment during the war where, again, when they were fighting against Conrad, that they actually things were starting to look like they were lining up to elect this one particular guy who is very, very well favored. He was one of the elector counts, and like, you know, his son really wanted him to win all this stuff. So they start going through all the votes to determine who's going to be the next emperor, and everyone's actually agreeing that this elector count should be the next emperor. And it's only at like the last possible minute that it's discovered that the guy everyone's voting for is actually dead. He's a zombie. So everyone's been voting, and it's like, oh yeah, this guy's awesome, let's make this guy emperor. Turns out he was a zombie that was being controlled by Conrad von Karstein's necromancers. So like, they realize he's a zombie, and all the necromancers are like, they're on to a scatter, and they all like go running out like cockroaches when the lights turned on, and like go scattering into the forest. Which is just such a goofy story.
Joins the Red Hope. Cursed Sotek spawn.
Just finished watching yesterday's stream and I see Sotek just started a new one.
Hey, Alex Love. Hey, it was just for you, man. I got a message that you were finishing up, so I was like, all right, it's time to stream now. What was Vlad's roles in the end times, and wasn't he dead before then? Dread Manny, good to see you, dude. Welcome to the stream. So, Vlad's role in the end time. So, first of all, was Vlad dead? Yes, Vlad was dead, but Vlad was resurrected by Nagash, which did take a fair amount of effort. He wasn't able to just snap his fingers and bring Vlad back. Nagash basically conjured this big ritual where he used Manfred as essentially like a focus to reach into the various voids where Vlad was soul was, and also built him a new body by using Manfred as kind of like a focus, which I'm sure Manfred was just so happy about. Manfred hates his father. Well, he has a complicated relationship with his father, but a part of that is he hates him. Well, his father in darkness, not actual dad, but, you know, vampire dad.
Are there better times ahead for Ascension?
But, so, Vlad, after Vlad was resurrected by Nagash, he was one of the Mortarks. I believe he was the Mortark of Darkness, or the Mortark of Night, something like that. But, his role, or no, Manfred's the Mortark of Night. I forget what Vlad's role was, or what his actual title was, but Vlad was in charge of babysitting the Empire. Nagash left Vlad in charge of Sylvania, and he was in charge of protecting the Empire, to make sure that nobody came down behind Nagash, and to also protect the Empire from chaos. Because Nagash did not want chaos to swarm in, and Nagash didn't want chaos to swarm in and like kill everybody while he was gone. That would mess up his plans. He needed chaos to be delayed as long as possible. So Nagash put Vlad in charge of defending the Empire, because Nagash knew there was nobody better. There was nobody who knew the Empire as well, nor would be as dedicated to its defense as Vlad von Karstein. So Vlad basically dedicated everything he had to protecting the Empire, which is why he was helping defend the Great Bastion, or not the Great, sorry, not the Auric Bastion. The Auric Bastion was basically a giant magical wall of golden faith that Balthazar Gelt conjured up to keep chaos at bay. But every once in a while, parts of it would break open, and whenever it broke open, the hordes of chaos would pour through to attack everybody. And Vlad, along with the Nameless, were responsible for helping keep things under control. So Vlad was actually leading a cavalry contingent of like Blood Knights and Black Knights that was riding around attacking people and killing any chaos that got through.
You and our commander.
So he was responsible for watching the North. And then when the North fell, the Auric Bastion collapsed. Vlad gathered up a giant army and led in Sylvania, and he took the rivers to Altdorf, where Vlad joined forces with Kurt Helborg, and the two of them fought to save Altdorf, which they vaguely failed. So yeah, it was a whole thing. But Vlad continued to fight with the good guys until he eventually died, saving Isabella's
When this is
soul.
all over, now witches,
I aim to
they
open
can't catch the pox.
in
Isn't that right?
A problem.
All right, Roche,
Geralt of Rivia, safe and sound.
got a problem?
Mentioned you have a problem.
It's Vess. She took a couple of lads across the river. She plans to hit the Black Ones at Mulberdale.
So, sounds about like what guerrilla fighters do.
Yes, when they're ordered to. Whereas I forbade her from leaving camp. Indefinitely.
Undertaker, I stand by my choice. I was happy with my choice.
Don't trust Vess anymore?
Bollocks. She's prepared to die for me. No, that's not the problem. Know what distinguishes a soldier from a common swashbuckler?
The uniform.
It's a serious question.
A rhetorical one. So instead of waiting for an answer, just enlighten me.
Soldiers think tactically. They know when to strike, when to fall back, when to charge and when to hold. Vess finds this difficult. She's impulsive, hot-headed. Yet in guerrilla warfare, one false step and you're fucked. I confined her to the camp because I feared that sent out she'd go rabid and make a mistake. I was right.
The Skinner stare. Hey, if I ever play through the game again, which I almost certainly will, I'll pick Yennefer that time. But I liked Triss quite a bit, and I'm really happy with how that worked out. All right, Playa AT, thanks so much for being here. Good to see you. Is the Tomb King character on the old world map a new character? No, he's actually a super old character. He's a really old character, but he's from the RPG series.
Why Mulberrydale? Why'd Vess go there?
The peasants from the village aided us earlier. The Nilfgaardians learned of this. Word got out they're planning a punitive expedition. Probably hang every 5th villager.
Honestly, Vess's desire to save the villagers makes sense. What doesn't is your opposition to the plan.
War means death. Not only for the soldiers, for the common folk as well. You can't save them all, it's that simple.
Funny. Had you for an idealist.
You were right to. Are right to. But I have one ideal. A free Temeria. And I'm prepared to sacrifice anything for it.
Alright, so you've got a problem. Insubordination. What am I supposed to do about it?
I doubt Vess has entered the village. More likely she and the boys lie in wait in the woods nearby. We must find her before she attacks and stop her. You're a good tracker. Help me.
Alright, I'll help.
Count me in.
Thanks, Geralt. I'll owe you a favor. Meet me and Velen beneath the Hanged Man's tree. It's just a short jaunt from there to Mulberrydale.
Mulberrydale? Yeah, I highly... The Tomb King character they showed off on the map, I highly doubt he's going to be playable. He's just a really fun reference. Have I seen the Twitch link? The Twitch leak? Yeah, that's why I changed my password and everything.
Damn the blackens.
Which, if you haven't already, there was a big Twitch leak of, like, information. Like, you don't... It's... From what I've heard, there's no evidence that they've cracked everybody's passwords, but it's still better safe than sorry. If you haven't already, do consider changing your password.
It's the village below. Black with Nilfgaardians already. They're preparing to execute folk.
No sign of Vess.
She may be impetuous, but she's not stupid. She's waiting for her moment. Probably attack after dusk once... Shh! What now?
A trio, lightly equipped, sneaking closer. Over there, near the...
Death to the black ones!
At me! Circa!
Looks like we're too late.
Hey, we get to kill a bunch of Nilfgaardians.
Follow me!
Follow you? You follow me, bro. Oh, she has a health bar? Get out of my way! Coming through! Excuse me! Where's my hangman venom? Also, where's my battle music? Why is it so, like, eerily quiet? Stay away from her. Alright, you stay here. I'll be right back. Good lord, we like barely saved her in time.
God damn it, Vess. Have you gone completely mental? You ignore my orders, go off on a suicide mission, and instead of donning a breastplate, you dash into battle, shirt open, navel and whatnot exposed.
You're not my father, Roach. You've no right to tell me what to wear.
But I am your commander.
Wow.
And you will obey me. Guerrilla warfare. Warfare! It involves armies, for fuck's sake.
I could not abandon them. They helped us.
It's a soldier's job to kill, Vess, not save, not rescue. If that is not to your liking, join the Sisters of Military Aid. Study to be a healer. Fucking hell. Give me your weapon. You'll get it back when you wise up. If you wise up. Move out!
Ren.
Uh-oh. Got yourselves a prisoner.
We don't take prisoners. You took my weapon, Roach. So I must manage with my bare hands.
Leave him alone. There are corpses enough here.
What?
You heard me.
I did, and I can't believe it. He came here to murder civilians. He's seen us. Will you have him return to his camp and report?
Emir knows we can kill his men. Let him learn that we can also show mercy.
I think that's a good point.
Roach is right. Besides, killing a defenseless...
What is it with you, Roach? Did the Witcher take your stones? They're sadists. He's the occupier.
I will explain later. You, Nilfgaardian, piss off.
Morentai. Nes dirmad ava.
Go, before I change my mind.
Like, if you're wanting them to stop killing people just for helping you, then, you know, give them a
We should
reason.
go before a patrol comes along. Thank you, Geralt. Ever need any help, you know where to find me.
Yeah, the Tomb King and the Border Princes, he's literally just a cool reference. Alright. You massacred a unit, spared one. Yep. Hey! Send them back and let them know don't mess with us. Okay, let's go talk to... Let's go talk to Dijkstra real quick. And then after we talk to Dijkstra, we're gonna go hunt down,
You won't be as cocky once the Baron's men whip your arse.
we're gonna go, deal with the blind sorceress.
Rain don't
Ow.
rust your blades.
I like how the game's like, yeah, we spared him, and then, like, he's dead, and there are children playing with his corpse. Children, why are you... children. Don't... What? Okay, you know what? They're like, yeah, let's play with the dead guy. Yeah. Isn't this fun?
Diable ass.
I've never seen a more concerning sight. Alright, what should they play with? You know, you got a fair point.
Hard to
You got a
light
fair
fire
point.
in this weather.
I guess when you got nothing else, a corpse will do. What's a cool fact about Borgio the Besieger? Probably Borgio has some funny things with him. I mean, probably one of my favorite things about Borgio is just that the dude's like a beast of a man. Like, he's just a beast. Like, Borgio the Besieger, like, his name is a good example.
Geralt, greetings. Come now, darling, don't be shy.
Yeah, sorry, but I'm here to...
Speak
Like,
softly.
dude's large.
I know very well why you're here. They await. This way, please. This way. Upstairs.
How many places here have secret doors? Isn't Geralt the sassiest guy? Oh yes, I love his level of sass.
Witcher Geralt, up you go. Boss has been waiting.
Oh, Dijkstra.
Geralt, you're here. Good.
Might have chosen a more secluded spot to plot an assassination.
It's on everyone's mind. Many would like to do it, so there's nothing to fear. Besides, this venue's got a tradition in this domain. Might even consider it fabled. Folka planned her revolt here. By extension, King Vrydank's murder too.
Comparing yourself to Folka? Far as I can recall, no one in Redania's annals has a bloodier reputation.
Her rebellion changed the course of history. That's what we have in common. In terms of blood, we aim only to shed Radovid's. I'm pleased you're willing to play a part. Must admit, I wasn't certain you'd show.
Alright, real quick. Shares your Jin, welcome to the stream, good to see you, my dude. Probably the biggest thing I remember about Borgio off the top of my head is his weapon. I can't remember what it's called, but he wields like a mace or a put together club or something. That it, if I remember right, it specializes in like absolutely obliterating anyone with the misfortune to be standing in front of it, or it's like special against buildings or something. What monstrous infantry unit would terrify you the most if it ran straight towards you? I mean, I would be terrified of any monstrous infantry unit running straight at me. I don't know how much of a... Like, I don't know how you go from, like piss your pants scared. I don't know what's really, like, above that. But, so, like, I don't know really how you divvy it up super well. But, I mean, the most terrifying monstrous infantry unit would probably be, oh man, probably a Minotaur would probably be in my top 1 or 2, just because a Minotaur is like a good combination of being really freaking fast. It has a lot of unpleasant ways to kill you, and it's most likely going to start eating you while you're still alive. They might even keep you alive so they can, like, eat parts of you so that they keep you fresh. So, like, it would be between that and a Beast of Nurgle for me. Like, no thank you. Alright, I actually do agree with this.
Thought about what you said. That Triss and Yen would never be safe as long as Radovid was alive.
You better believe it. Well, I'm pleased we've arrived at an understanding. To the matter at hand, I believe you know my associate.
Roach, you here?
Roach!
Retired intelligence operatives. We have a club.
Defended a king once. Ready to assassinate another now?
Not proud of it, yet. I considered all the options and found none better.
What about the fish people? Well, we don't know that much
Radovid's
about the fish
proven
people.
many times he only ever forwards his own interests. When Kedwin asked for help, he invaded. When I begged him to support Vizima's defense, he showed me the door. The war nears its end. We've come to a decisive phase. We must act quickly. I've no illusions. Only a dead Radovid means a free Temeria.
How's that work? Seems to me Radovid is Temeria's ally.
Only as long as my guerrillas do what pleases him. Support his troops. Once he wins the war, he won't acknowledge the previous borders, nor wish to restore them. He dreams of a northern empire. As long as he lives, Temeria will never be free.
But we didn't bring you here to bore you with politics. Radovid's a threat to Triss and Yennefer. Remember that. That ought to interest you most.
All right. What do you want from me?
One of our co-conspirators ventured out to meet an informer. He's not returned, yet the plan's success hinges on what he's learned. We've got to find him. And you're the best tracker around.
Tracker, huh? Really? Anything else you can tell me? Where this associate was last seen, for instance?
He's travelling as a journeyman, itinerant cobbler, that's his cover. He was first to venture across the Pontar, most probably did so via